Tonight was a great night and another opportunity to speak to New Yorkers directly about the need for us to move on from the politics and the politicians of the past so that we can make this city affordable for each and every New Yorker who calls it home. And while Andrew Cuomo may have forgotten that he was the governor of this state for 10 years, those of us who had to live through his moral bankruptcy and corruption sure haven't.
Zohran, you said that you were committed to keeping Commissioner Tisch on, but have you actually had a conversation with her? And what do you say to people who are concerned that you're committing to keeping her, considering how different your views on policing are?
I've spoken with the commissioner in public. I also spoke to her on the phone after the murder of Detective Bidderul Islam. And I've made this decision precisely because of the fact that it is excellence that will be required in delivering not only public safety, but also our affordability agenda. And what we have seen is, despite Mayor Adams stacking the deck at the upper echelons of the NYPD with corruption and incompetence, Commissioner Tisch took on that broken status quo, started to root out that corruption, deliver accountability, and reduce crime across the 5 boroughs. And that is the exact kind of results that we will build on in our administration. And I've said time and again, the best and the brightest is what my administration will be characterized by. That doesn't mean that every person agrees on every issue. It means that you align on the vision for the position that you're being interviewed.
But has she given you an answer? Is she willing to stay? And what do you say to your supporters who look at Tisch as someone who has very different views on policing than you do, and that concerns them that you're actually not going to be able to make the changes that you've been running on?
This is a decision that I've made to further the agenda that I have been running on. A decision that will also deliver the creation of a Department of Community Safety, a decision that will also ensure that safety and justice are being delivered to New Yorkers, and a decision that showcases the ways in which we're going to deliver for New Yorkers. I'm also thankful to be joined here by a number of others who are standing with our campaign and can also answer any and all questions.
Is she giving you any answer?
I've spoken to the commissioner in public and over the phone about the Detective Bidderul Islam's murder, and I continue to respect the fact that the commissioner is currently serving within the administration, but I've made my decision.
Mr. Mamdani, you've been asked about the back of the ballot questions. Early voting starts in a couple of days. Is your campaign going to release your positions, the campaign's positions on that beforehand?
So I have sought to be honest with New Yorkers at each and every opportunity, and the honest answer is that I haven't yet made a decision on the ballot referendum. And the reason for that is that this is an immensely important decision to be made. I'm in conversations about it amidst the importance of delivering both incredible amounts of additional housing in the city, as well as good jobs when we actually develop that housing.
Mr. Mamdani.
Right here, stand by that answer?
You know, I believe it's important to rank those who actually love New York City, and there was only one other candidate on that stage who seems to love this city.
Mr. Mamdani, the question of how to handle Trump, basically. Seeing other cities clash with the federal government, I mean, what does that mean in practice beyond just saying that?
When ICE agents were deployed to Los Angeles, Andrew Cuomo told New Yorkers not to overreact. The first thing that this city deserves is to have a mayor who can look New Yorkers in the eye and tell them that they will actually protect them. That is who I will be as the next mayor of this city. One who can call ICE what it is. A reckless entity that cares little for the rule of law and even less for the people that they're supposed to serve. We need someone who is independent of Donald Trump. We didn't have that these last 4 years. Why would we extend that into another 4? We need someone who is accountable just to the people who call the city home.
I just want to be clear, have you not spoken to Tisch since Officer Islam died? And then also, I know you mentioned Cuomo's sexual harassment allegations. He was able to pivot quickly and to go on the attack against you. Do you regret not sticking into that and trying to get more answers from him there?
I've spoken with Commissioner Tisch since then in public at a number of the different events that we both attended, and I think that Andrew Cuomo's response to that question tells you everything about him. Someone who couldn't even speak to any of the 13 women who served in his administration and credibly accused him of sexual harassment. Someone who described him seeking the private gynecological records of Charlotte Bennett as a misstatement, who described the fact that he lodged a defamation case against her as a misstatement, when we know these are all in fact truth. And they are truth because of the fact that New Yorkers have actually seen this time and again, where Andrew Cuomo is unable to admit to the facts. He's still unable to tell us that he was actually on a phone call with Donald Trump speaking about this election. He continues to deny the reporting of that. And we deserve to have a mayor who at the very least can speak honestly about their own record, about their own plans. We would not have that in Andrew Cuomo.
Thank you guys
Mr.
so much.
Mamdani.
All right, we'll do one more and then we're done.
Yes. Concerning Tuesday's ICE raids, NYPD says they were neither informed nor involved with ICE in those operations. Do you consider that a failure on behalf of Commissioner Tisch, and how would you handle that differently as mayor?
I think that is a failure on behalf of the federal government. And what you have is the federal government looking to brutalize street vendors in New York City as a means by which to intimidate New Yorkers. And we know that rule of law is something that matters very little to Donald Trump, but it matters a lot to us here in New York City. And I think what we continue to see is a use of the justification of a concern around crime, when if it was in fact crime, then Donald Trump would be sending these same agents to the 8 out of 10 states that are run by Republicans that have the highest rates of crime in this country.
As
Thank
mayor,
you, guys.
what would you do differently?
As mayor, I would actually stand up to Donald Trump, because right now the mayor that we have is looking to stay out of jail by increasing coordination with that same federal government's immigration directives.
Was this Cuomo's last stand?